On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Plumber.
A person who installs and repairs the pipes and fixtures of a water supply, heating system, or drainage system.
Examples:
Plumber's wrench. Licensed plumber. I had to call a plumber to fix the leaky faucet in my bathroom.
Carpenter.
A woodworker whose job is to make or repair wooden objects.
Examples:
A short carpenter nail. An apprentice carpenter. Carpenter bees are boring holes into the wall.
Butcher.
A person who prepares and sells meat, especially at a retail shop. A person who kills or slaughters animals, especially for food. A person who engages in the relentless or brutal treatment of others.
Examples:
Butcher knife. Local butcher. He's a vegetarian and was shocked to see so much meat in the butcher shop.
Reshape.
To change the form or structure of something.
Examples:
Reshape education policy. Reshape my thoughts. The advent of the Internet completely reshaped the manufacturing industry.
Trepanation.
A surgical procedure involving drilling or cutting a hole into the skull to expose the brain, typically to relieve intracranial pressure or for ritual purposes in ancient cultures.
Examples:
Trepanation surgery. Trepanation hole. The ancient practice of trepanation involved drilling a hole in the skull to treat various medical conditions.
Archaeology.
The branch of anthropology that studies prehistoric people and their cultures.
Examples:
The Institute of Archaeology. Prehistoric archaeology. She teaches archaeology at the local university.
Astonishing.
Surprising or shocking, difficult to believe.
Examples:
Astonishing achievement. Make astonishing gains. The news of her sudden death was astonishing to everyone who knew her.
Ancestor.
A person from whom one is descended, a forefather.
Examples:
Ancestor language. Earliest human ancestor. My remote ancestor immigrated to the United States from Ireland in the 1800s.
Confine.
To restrict the movement of someone or something.
Examples:
Confine themselves solely. Confine the scope of use. The animal was confined in a small cage.
Superficial.
Existing or occurring only at or on the surface, appearing to be true or real only until examined more closely.
Examples:
Superficial wound. Superficial knowledge. The journalist's superficial reporting should have captured the full scope of the issue.
Tradesman.
A person who works in a trade or commerce, such as a craftsman, merchant, or vendor.
Examples:
Successful tradesman. A fellow tradesman. The skilled tradesman repaired the broken window with ease.
Renaissance.
A new growth in activity or enthusiasm in anything, particularly art, literature, or music.
Examples:
Artistic renaissance. Industrial renaissance. Folk music is now experiencing a renaissance.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
A writ of summons. Issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Mistrust.
To have doubts or suspicions about the honesty or sincerity of someone.
Examples:
Mistrust a young man. Mistrust the government. He mistrusted her apology because of her past lies.
Itinerant.
Traveling from place to place, moving from place to place.
Examples:
Itinerant labor. Itinerant musician. The itinerant traveler visited many countries on his journey.
Barber.
A person who cuts men's hair and shaves beards as a profession, a shop or establishment where such services are offered.
Examples:
Favorite barber. Barber pole. The barber shop was closed on Monday, much to the disappointment of many customers.
Anesthesia.
A state of controlled, temporary loss of bodily sensation or awareness that is induced for medical purposes.
Examples:
Anesthesia for surgery. Local anesthesia. He is in general anesthesia under the surgeon.
Agony.
Extreme physical or mental pain or suffering, often prolonged or intense.
Examples:
Severe agony. Emotional agony. The athlete fell to the ground in agony after injuring their ankle.
Spectacle.
Something or someone seen, especially a notable or unusual sight, an optical device consisting of a frame that houses a pair of lenses for correcting defective vision.
Examples:
Pretty spectacle. Spectacle lens. She could not help watching the sad spectacle.
Lithotomy.
A surgical procedure in which a patient is placed in a supine position with their legs raised and flexed, used for the removal of kidney or bladder stones, tumors, or other pelvic conditions.
Examples:
Lithotomy position. Endoscopic lithotomy. The patient underwent a lithotomy procedure to remove a kidney stone.
Flair.
Natural and impressive talent or ability, particularly in creativity or self-expression, a distinct style or appearance that is unique and eye-catching.
Examples:
Flair for design. Creative flair. The chef's artistic flair was evident in the beautifully presented dish.
Creditor.
A person, company, etc., to whom a debtor owes money.
Examples:
The creditor's claims. Bankrupt creditor. I asked the lawyer to initiate creditor negotiations for voluntary liquidation.
Ethereal.
Delicate, light, and airy, extremely refined or subtle, heavenly or spiritual.
Examples:
Ethereal beauty. Ethereal light. The ethereal music created a dreamlike atmosphere in the concert hall.
Inhale.
To breathe in air or a different substance, such as smoke.
Examples:
Inhale the smoke. Inhale the aroma. He inhaled deeply, trying to calm down.
Delve.
To dig or excavate deeply, to investigate or research intensively, to rummage or explore in a thorough or careful manner.
Examples:
Delve deeper. Delve into documents. Researchers must delve into the intricacies of the human brain to understand mental illness.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
Aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Painstaking.
Cautious and correct, and requiring a significant amount of effort.
Examples:
Painstaking research. A painstaking student. The training of a hawk was a painstaking process.
Aseptic.
Free from or preventing the contamination of bacteria, germs, or other microorganisms, sterile and clean, devoid of pathogens or disease-causing agents.
Examples:
Aseptic technique. Aseptic conditions. The surgeons followed strict aseptic protocols to ensure a sterile environment in the operating room.
Sterile.
Free from living microorganisms, especially bacteria, fungi, and viruses, incapable of reproducing.
Examples:
Sterile environment. A sterile man. Surgeons must use sterile instruments to prevent infection during an operation.
Skeptical.
Doubting that something is accurate or useful.
Examples:
a skeptical attitude. Skeptical scientists. His religious and philosophical beliefs were utterly skeptical.
Broth.
A liquid in which meat, fish, or vegetables have been cooked, used as a base for soups and stews.
Examples:
chicken broth. Remains of broth. I always add a bit of broth to my soup to give it more flavor.
Afterward.
After the time mentioned.
Examples:
a few years afterward. Go there afterward. We will explain the countermeasure concerning this problem afterward.
Profoundly.
To a great or complete degree, deeply.
Examples:
profoundly insightful. Sleep profoundly. The novel affected her profoundly, causing her to question her beliefs and values.
Insensitive.
Not showing or feeling concern for the needs and feelings of others.
Examples:
an insensitive heart. Insensitive behavior. His insensitive comments made her feel hurt and unimportant.
Incision.
A sharp cut made in something with a sharp tool, especially during a medical procedure.
Examples:
incision tool. Small incision. Patients undergoing incisional surgery are often put to sleep by anesthesia.
Unhealthy.
Not conducive to good health, detrimental to physical or mental well-being.
Examples:
unhealthy diet. Unhealthy habit. Sitting for long hours in front of the computer is considered unhealthy.
Laparoscopy.
A surgical procedure that involves the insertion of a thin, lighted instrument called a laparoscope through a small incision in the abdomen, allowing doctors to examine and diagnose internal organs or perform minimally invasive surgeries.
Examples:
laparoscopy surgery. Diagnostic laparoscopy. A small camera is inserted into the abdomen during the laparoscopy procedure to visualize the internal organs.
Gallbladder.
A small, pear-shaped organ located near the liver that stores and releases bile into the small intestine to aid in digestion.
Examples:
gallbladder surgery. Gallbladder disease. Eating a fatty meal can trigger gallbladder pain in some people.
Casualty.
A person who has been killed or injured in a war, accident, or other disasters, a victim.
Examples:
civilian casualty. Military casualty. Unfortunately, the driver was the only casualty in the car accident.
Complication.
Something that makes a situation or condition that is complex or confused.
Examples:
Complication of structure. Resolve without complication. He also continued to struggle with serious long-term complications.
Ergonomic.
Relating to or designed for efficiency and comfort in the working environment.
Examples:
Ergonomic design. Ergonomic keyboard. The ergonomic desk allows for better posture and comfort while working.
Trajectory.
The curved path followed by an object moving through space.
Examples:
Career trajectory. A trajectory missile. The company has shown an excellent growth trajectory over the years.
Motto.
A phrase or slogan that expresses a guiding principle or goal.
Examples:
The motto for safe traffic. Company motto. The company's motto is innovation and service, which is reflected in its products and customer support.
Prostatectomy.
A surgical procedure involving the partial or complete removal of the prostate gland, usually performed to treat prostate cancer or relieve symptoms of an enlarged prostate, equals benign prostatic hyperplasia.
Examples:
Prostatectomy surgery. Partial prostatectomy. The surgeon successfully performed a robotic-assisted prostatectomy to treat the patient's enlarged prostate.
Pelvic.
Of or relating to the pelvis, the lower part of the trunk of the human body, between the hips.
Examples:
Pelvic pain. Pelvic exam. The pelvic region is an important area of the human anatomy.
Dissection.
The act or process of cutting up or dividing something to examine it.
Examples:
Dissection process. Dissection specimen. The dissection of the frog revealed its internal anatomy.
Sew.
To join, fasten, or repair two pieces of something by putting the thread through them with a needle.
Examples:
Sew with thread. Sew a button. My mother taught me how to sew.
Rib.
Each of a series of curved bones that are connected to the spine and surround the chest. Adjective, subject to laughter or ridicule.
Examples:
Break a rib. Rib cage. The accident caused a cracked rib.
Decibel.
Also dB, a unit used to measure the intensity of sound or the comparative loudness of two sounds based on a logarithmic scale.
Examples:
Decibel level. Adjust the decibel. The concert reached 100 decibels, causing many people to cover their ears.
Whistle.
To make a high-pitched sound by forcing breath through a small opening, usually with the lips or fingers. Noun, a piece of equipment that forces air or steam against an edge or into a cavity, and so produces a loud shrill sound.
Examples:
Whistle a tune. Whistle for help. The employee decided to whistleblow on the company's illegal activities.
Chant.
A simple melody or tune, typically one that is repeated or sung in a monotonous way. Verb, recite with musical intonation.
Examples:
Chant melodies. Chant in the chapel. The soccer game crowd broke into a chant of "Go, team, go."
Time-consuming.
Requiring a significant amount of time or effort to complete.
Examples:
Time-consuming project. Time-consuming process. Writing a research paper can be a time-consuming task.
Cumbersome.
Difficult to handle or use, especially because of being large, heavy, or not effective, not elegant or graceful in expression.
Examples:
Cumbersome process. A cumbersome suitcase. His cumbersome writing style made the reader confused.
Coincident.
Happening or operating in the same place or at the same time.
Examples:
Coincident indicators. A series of coincident events. Coincident with the negotiation, the bank was permitted to open a Beijing branch.
Dissect.
To cut into pieces, to study the structure of something in detail.
Examples:
Dissect the data. Dissect a personality. The scientist dissected the frog to study its internal organs.
Inject.
To put a liquid such as a drug or other substance into a person's or an animal's body using a needle and syringe equals small tube.
Examples:
Inject under the skin. Inject a personal opinion into a debate. Let's try to inject a bit of enthusiasm into your performance.
Bloodstream.
The blood flowing through the body.
Examples:
Bloodstream in an artery. Bloodstream to the brain. Cancer cells are often carried throughout the body by the bloodstream.
Microscopic.
Tiny, exceedingly precise and detail-oriented, of or used in microscopy.
Examples:
Microscopic inquiry. Microscopic analysis. Inspectors noticed microscopic cracks in the submarine's hull.
Robotic.
Of or relating to mechanical robots, robotics, the interdisciplinary branch of computer science and engineering with the practical use of robots.
Examples:
Robotic arm. Robotic guide operation. The surgeon removed the tumor using robotic video assistance.
Continence.
Self-control or voluntary restraint, particularly about sexual activity or bodily functions.
Examples:
Urinary continence, sexual continence. The athlete's continence and dedication to training resulted in him winning the gold medal.
Malady.
A physical or psychological disorder or illness, an ailment or disease that causes discomfort, distress, or dysfunction.
Examples:
Common malady, chronic malady. The doctor diagnosed her with a rare malady that required immediate treatment.
Terrifying.
Very frightening or intimidating.
Examples:
Terrifying experience, terrifying events. Large earthquakes often generate terrifying tsunamis.
Deprive.
To take away something from someone.
Examples:
Deprive others of profit. Deprive him of his status. He was deprived of his freedom when sentenced to life in prison.
Epiphany.
A moment of sudden and great realization or revelation, a Christian festival, held on January 6th, celebrating the visit of the three wise men to the infant Jesus.
Examples:
Epiphany about life. Feast of Epiphany. She had an epiphany while meditating and realized the answer to her problem.